It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Wednesday morning. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, throughout the year, thousands of South Africans have been doing their part to honor the centenary celebration of Tata Nelson Mandela. Now, to share Mandela's message of hope, this past weekend, a group of 50 brave individuals took on a cycling challenge from Soweto to Howick for the Nelson Mandela Legacy RIDE4HOPE. And then, of course, they've ridden some 554 kilometers across the country to do this, and we've got RIDE4HOPE organizer Sipho Mona to join us and tell us all about it. Congratulations, first of all, on the success that you have achieved with this, and I guess just the initiative in taking it on in the first place. It must have been quite something to put together.
It was, I must be honest with you, but I was very happy when it actually ended. Yeah. But in terms of the ride itself, though, it was very significant with Tata Madiba's 100th centenary, you know, in celebrating his life as well, and starting in Vilakazi Street, as we have mentioned, where he stayed, and ending at the capture site, where obviously he was captured in the apartheid regime. Yeah. But it was a very successful event, though. Was
there a particular thought process or reason why you chose a cycle route, so to speak, from the two destinations you're speaking of? I mean, people all around are doing kind of significant things that are, I guess, near and dear to Tata Nelson Mandela, that are associated to his history. Why a cycle route?
Cycling event it's just probably more picturesque in terms of the route itself, going towards Howick, and at the same time, coming from a cycling background, you know, we thought that, you know what, nobody's actually tapping into that market, so we decided that there was a niche in that market, and we actually exploited it.
Yeah, and it wasn't just, oh, let's get on our bikes and get down the 554 kilometers. Along the way, there were certain stops that you were making, and you were getting involved in community activities as well, enriching people's lives. Tell me about those.
Exactly. So the cyclists themselves were actually ambassadors into the different communities which we actually impacted.
Yes.
There were 4 municipalities that we were part of. We actually spent over 500,000 rand in terms of actually a direct injection into the communities and the schools that we were part of.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
And tell me about some of these projects that you were going down the road supporting.
Soweto itself, we donated a computer lab and we painted the whole school, which is one of the schools that Tata Madiba's daughter actually went into. It's a Seventh-day Adventist school in Soweto.
Wow. Yeah.
And then in Newcastle, we renovated a classroom and painted one of them, and actually donated about 100 school shoes and 100 backpacks.
Yeah.
And then also as well in what's this place, Ladysmith, Mnambiti as they call it. We built a classroom, a fully-fledged classroom in Mnambiti, and in Howick at the end. Yeah. We then donated 100 school shoes and 100 school bags.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
That's brilliant. I mean, I'm sure it's hard to pick, but is there a standout memory or moment for you throughout this RIDE4HOPE cycle that you did?
There was a couple, but one of them was on the first day, where at the school, the principal of the school in Vilakazi Street in Soweto was so emotional that she actually wept when she was being interviewed by the media. Wow. Just mentioning that the school has been operating since the 1950s and they've never had computers in their school. It was the first time that they were now going to be using computers. So it really, you know, made us see that, you know, what we were doing was actually worthy, and it actually impacted the whole community rather than the school itself.
Yeah.
You know.
What is the big message that you are trying to send to South Africans out there, bringing people together in this manner and being able to allow them to connect with communities along the way and to make a difference?
It's actually for people to be aware of their surroundings in terms of the communities as well. And you know, when you say you give back, it's not always about money. Yeah. It's also about your time and your intellectual capacity as well. Yeah. So that's what it's about. It's just giving hope to people, not always about the money.
Oh, you know? That's fantastic. So we can expect, of course, for the legacy to continue. Are you going to be doing this?
Yes, it will be happening next year as well. Yes.
How can people get involved in?
You can go out on our website, www.legacyRIDE4HOPE.com, and actually just check out on the media. We also have social media pages as well, Instagram. Just go out on the link and info, and then we'll actually connect with people that way.
Fantastic stuff. Sipho, thank you very much for continuing to live the legacy of Tata Madiba, man. Wonderful stuff. How's that for inspiration starting off your Wednesday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show?